Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I'm Karen Chaston and it's so great to be here Thursday morning, here ready for another great show. A lot of information that we love to share, and as always, I will be choosing one card, only one card from the beautiful Marcia Quinchin's Channel Spiritual Guidance cards. Let me know where you're from and what's happening in your life, why you are here today and what you also would like to know about Beyond Loss. Because let's face it, our lack of loss intelligence regarding loss is huge. Most of us don't know what to do. We don't know what to say, how to be there for people, how to be there for ourselves when loss comes to visit. And loss will come to visit. So hello, Tyler. Great to see you here. Rightio. So the card for today, 1, 2, 3. Let's pick from the bottom. Ooh, Mars. Card number 23. Right. What is this all about? Now, this card, hi, Lisa. Great to see you from Victoria. This card is for everyone who is watching it live or in the replay. It is a beautiful card. So let's read it. Our masks shield and protect us in the shallows of life. We need to protect ourselves, and we create masks to shield us from allowing others to see what lies inside. They place distance and barriers around us, protecting us from others coming too close or seeing too deeply into our world and invading our personal space. They also provide us with the opportunity to be another person. When we are acting in another role, certain masks will act as a protective guard. Masks also disguise others who are often hiding behind one and not revealing their true intent. You are being warned to prepare for this. Others may try to fool you and not be sincere. You may need to mask your own feelings and not show weakness to protect yourself from others around you and put up your shields. So let me ask you, hi Debbie, what does this mean for you today? Do you feel that you're wearing masks, or you require to wear masks? You require that protection? Or maybe someone in your life who you thought is being some person is maybe another person. Really important for you to deep dive into this card. Cards never come into our lives without really giving us a true message for us to stop and listen to and to embrace. So I hope that sort of helps you today. And I hope it enhances you in all areas of your life. So today, we're going to continue our journey. Let me bring up my little trusty little slides. So today we're going to continue our journey up the pivotal, which is the 5th. Hi, Beverly from Northern Ireland. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to see you here. It was obviously late at night there, I guess, on the Wednesday night. I keep feeling today is Monday because we had a public holiday, Australia Day, yesterday. But it's Thursday here in Australia. So we are on a constant infinite journey going from love to loss and then back to love. Most of us know how to love. Majority of us know how to love. But when it comes to loss, we get stuck. And sometimes we can get stuck and stay in that place for a very long time, not knowing how to get ourselves back to love. And that's what I love to do, because there are over 40 different loss events that can affect our lives. And most of us don't know how to move on. And when you have a look at this list, you can clearly see that you, no matter what age you are, you would have had multiple major losses throughout your life. And when you look at them, some of the people say, but, marriage, for example, isn't that a happy occasion? Is that a loss event? Of course it's a loss event. You're going from being a single person to a couple. You now have, things that are expected from you. You're expected to come home at night and be with your partner. You're not expected to be still out gallivanting around like you did when you were in your single days. And of course, with all joy, there is also a little bit of loss. And the more that we realize that, and the more that we honor and process that loss and acknowledge it, the easier our life becomes. Now, of course, some losses are a lot more major. and not as obvious, or as obvious, and we're not really sure what to do. Oh my God, Beverly, it is 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. Well done for being up. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're continuing our journey on the gift of loss process, which is what I have called my 5-step process. Because with every loss, there is a gift. You are not going to be the same person that you were before whatever happened in your life. And we try, we struggle, we really want to go back to being that person. But that's not what it's about. It's about us realizing that moving forward, we are going to be different. We are going to create our new normal. And more importantly, what we're going to do is we are going to bring with us the things that we want to continue doing. We're going to look at what we want to leave behind and stop doing. We're going to look at things that we want to start doing. And that's what we do in the pivot stage, which is what it is. Marie Ferguson. Hi. First time listening to you. Learned about loss in the last year and half with 3 missing and 3 miscarriages. I'm on the other side now after learning to deal and process this. Congratulations, Marie, and my heartfelt condolences. Any sort of loss, and especially when it comes to our children and, and your beautiful 3 souls that didn't come into this realm. They are always with you, and they will always be guiding with you. And it's really, we gain so much from those times, and we learn so much, not only about ourselves and our partners, but also about our family around us and our friends. And we certainly do know who our friends are moving forward and who the ones we want to say thank you, but goodbye for now. So today what we're doing, we're going through the pivot stage. So the pivot stage is all about you looking and deep diving into your life to figure out, as I said, the things that you want to continue doing, the things you want to stop doing, the things you want to start doing, so that you can create your beautiful everyday life. So in the Chaston Centre model, we have 9 areas of life, which you can clearly see on my wellness wheel. And it is about you understanding that each area of life is just as important as the other. One's not more important than the other. Sure, you may spend more time in your professional space than you do in all of the others. That doesn't make it any more important, because it's through us recognizing and balancing and ensuring that we're always continually growing in each of these areas of life that ensures that we will have the most optimum life. So today, because 9 is so many, I've broken it down into 4 pillars: all about you, all about your relationships, all about your expertise, and all about your wealth creation. Now, I purposely set them in that order. And the reason why is because everything starts with you. A lot of the time when we're at school and, as we start our career and we start our adult life, we sort of look out and we go, wow, this is the lifestyle I want. So this is the wealth I need. This is the expertise I need to have in order to create that lifestyle. Sure, I'll grab some relationships along the way and then I'll look after me. But it doesn't work that way. You always come first. And the more that you look after you and the 4 areas of life that come under you, the easier life becomes. Now, in 2 previous episodes, I've deep dived into all about you, and I've deep dived into all about your relationships. So, and there's 4 areas of life in both of them. So today we're going to deep dive into all about your expertise and all about your wealth creation, because there's 2 areas of life under each of them. Some of you may be going, well, wait a minute, Karen, you said there was 9 areas of life and you just told me there's 4 in the first 2 and 2 in each of the others. That adds to 12. 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 equals 12. How come it went from 9 to 12? Well, the reason it went from 9 to 12 is because emotionally is in every single pillar. So that's what expands it out to the 12. So let's deep dive in by asking you some questions. And I highly recommend that when we get to the end of it, and I'll tell you when we get to the end of each of them, that you actually take a screenshot and then take some time to find your me time space, right? And what I mean by me time is where you just dedicate a half hour to an hour every day, where you just do something that lifts you up. Because the more you do this, the more energized you'll be, the more forward thinking, the more collaboration you can do, the more innovative you will become. And more importantly, the more you'll start to be able to look after everyone else, not from a space of resentment and tired and all those sort of things, because your me time is so important. That's how you really do enhance your life. Right. So all about your expertise emotionally. Do you understand your emotional attachment to your work? Now, what do I mean by that? And what I mean is, do you wake up every morning and you're emotionally excited about what the day is? You just love your job. You love the people that you work with, and you're really excited to know that you're so attached to what you're doing that you're really making a difference. Now, not many people can say that. So many people, they wake up and they drag themselves out of bed and they drag themselves to work and they just do the bare minimum, and they are just, in what I call a Groundhog Day days. And they just don't know how they can get themselves out of it. Well, I'm here to tell you the easiest way if you are not emotionally attached to your job, today's the day. Today is the day that you draw the line in the sand and you actually forecast the day you're going to leave. Now, I don't care if it's in a week's time, 6 months' time, 6 years' time, 20 years' time. Now is the day that you set that date. And then what you do in the meantime is you figure out all the skills, everything that you require to go and get that job that you know you are going to be emotionally attached to. So let's say it's in 2 years' time. So then you start to plan, okay, this is the job that I know I will love, right? And it may come a little while for you to come to what that job is. And then you go, right, these are the skills that I need to learn to be able to do that job. And then you start training so that you know that when that date comes up in your calendar, and it will come up very quickly, you will be ready to go. I am now going. And the beautiful thing about it is, as you're increasing your skills in the job that you're in now, you will actually be better at your job. So you may even start to like it a little bit. I'm not saying you're going to change your mind. What I'm saying is, at least in the meantime, as you're building the skills and becoming that person to be able to do that job that you know you're going to be emotionally attached to, you are going to very easily be able to live and love that. Do you have a healthy emotional attachment to your work, right? And what I mean by that is you need to, be able to walk away from it emotionally. The last thing you want is to just love it way too much and you're spending way too much time there at the detriment of your other areas of life. Everything needs to be in balance. And you need all of your areas of your life to be in balance. I have to tell you, in my corporate life, this is one of the areas that I really struggled in. That's why I'm so passionate about helping people to be able to truly love their job. Do you question why certain people trigger you professionally and what gifts they have for you? Good question, isn't it? Because so often we don't figure out what we just think, that guy's a jerk or that girl's a jerk and we just don't like them. But really we need to deep dive into it and truly figure out why they actually trigger us. And on the last one for this, have you questioned your beliefs around your professional area of life, especially into relationship with your whole wellness wheel? So often we have these beliefs that, we can't do this or we can't do that or we're no good at that and that person's so much better at it and, I'll just hand it over to them. I won't even bother going for the promotion because they're doing it. It really is about deep diving in what your beliefs are about you on a professional level, because for every belief, you'll be able to find just as much that agrees with it as disagrees with it, which means, if I can find evidence that maybe I am better than what I think I am, I can become that person, because what you believe, you receive. And that's what's really important. Take a quick shot of that, see, and then go off and really deep dive into it and maybe even re-listen to this later. So the second area of life under this is professionally. Are you mastering the skills of your profession, pursuing excellence, lifting the game in your pursuit to be number one? And be honest with yourself. We're just drawing a line in the sand. It doesn't really matter where you start. It's about you asking these questions so that you can then find the answers, the true answers, and then the action steps that will be work that you can take so that you can up it from here on end. And that's what questions are all about. Do you embrace consequences for your decision and actions, or are you really busy just blaming everyone else and not taking responsibility for what you've done? Sometimes it's really hard to figure it out. I can remember one time in a cash flow scenario, I made $1 million and our money was tight, $1 million error in my forecasting. I left out one loan payment and it was huge, but I had to go to my boss and own up to it and says, look, I'm really sorry. In my haste, I missed this loan payment on this day. And he wasn't happy, but he knew that I had taken the consequences. Like I knew that that was my error. I couldn't hide it and I couldn't add it in later. It was like, no, own up for it now. And because of that, they then really trusted me even more so. And that's the thing. When you sort of hide things and lie about them, well, they're not going to trust you. And when they don't trust you, they're not going to embrace you and they're not going to give you all these amazing rewards and offers and things like that. So really embrace that. Do you choose your own goals and do what you love? So important. You are the master of your life. You are the master you are seeking. So really start to take ownership over all of areas of your life. Are you actualizing your career dreams? As I said earlier, if you're not in your dream job, now's the day for you to really put that date in the calendar on when you are going to be doing something you love. And believe me, when you're doing something you love, you just jump out of bed excited about what the day's about to bring. Do you inspire and mentor others? A lot of people forget this. They get to wherever they want to be and then they don't bring other people up with them. Women can have a really bad habit of, well, I've got here, I'm not going to bring anyone else. That's when you really embrace and bring other women up with you, because it's not easy. We live in a masculine world. We all know that. And I'm not telling you something you don't already know, but when you really do foster to bring other people up, and it doesn't have to be men, it doesn't have to be women, it can be men as well, but really inspire and mentor others, because the more you do that, believe me, the more rewards that you will get. In every single mentor relationship, both people will learn, both people will grow, both the mentor and the mentee. Take a quick snap of that, because now we're going to go on to the wealth creation, all about your wealth creation. And let's face it, wealth isn't about just hoarding all this money together so you can have more things or, more cars, more houses, more clothes, all that sort of stuff. No, wealth creation is making your life easier. And whether you like it or not, it's just life is easier with wealth, because you can then go and do the things you want to. You don't have to be this horrible person, though. You can be this most amazing person, but you can be very generous. And I'm not saying giving away your wealth, but generous with your time. Your time is your greatest asset. And when you have wealth and you are financially secure, you have more time to assist others to become that person. Yeah, okay, great. So sorry I've been ignoring this. Hi, Marie Ferguson, thanks. Let's see what Marie has to say before we just go on to this. Let me show Marie's. Okay. Yes, I love teaching in high school, even with all the COVID unknowns. I have a vision about what I am going to create with the students, staff, and community. Well done, Marie. I think that's beautiful. There's nothing better than loving your job, even in trying times. And let's face it, for the last couple of years, it has been a little bit unusual, but we're all getting there. So all about your wealth financially, emotionally, how are you? Hi, Angela, great to see you. Okay, do you understand your emotional attachment to your wealth? Now, what does that mean? So often we take on our parents' beliefs around money. There are so many sayings that, if you just want to see what God thinks about money, look at the people he gives it to. So many sayings, money doesn't grow on tree. So we can end up with a bit of a lack mentality. And we can also end up with a bit of, well, I don't want it because I don't want to become that person. But it's not money that corrupts. It's the power that money can bring that corrupts. And it's about us understanding, but the fact you're aware of it can assist you to make sure that you become emotionally the person you want to be. So understand your emotional attachments. Take time to sit down and write down all of your beliefs around money, and you'll see how it's just a commodity. It's a commodity. It's a commodity that we use at this time in this world in order for us to exchange goods. In previous centuries, they've bartered. In previous centuries, they've used cows or some other form of trade. But now, obviously, we've just made it easier through money. So start to embrace your beliefs around money. Have you questioned your beliefs around money? As I said, with the beliefs before, sit down and write down what all they are. Find examples that prove them to be right. Find examples to prove it to wrong. Then look at your life and say, is this belief serving me? More than likely, you will find that it's not serving you. So it's so much easier to change your belief. It's that simple. Have you questioned your beliefs around the wealth creation area of life, especially in relationship to your whole wellness wheel? So often we, in the pursuit of our wealth, we don't look after our health. I'm the first one to admit that. And I was living the old adage, I spent my health to get my wealth, and now I'm spending my wealth to get back my health. So many people do it. So many people spend, their whole career chasing that money and continually chasing it. They then retire and they stop, and within 6 months they've passed because they're just so sick of the struggles and the stress and all those sort of things. So it's really important for you to understand where you're at, but also understand what's enough. You can only live in one house at the moment. You can only drive one car at the moment. There is so many things. You can only wear one outfit at the moment, all those sort of different things, one pair of earrings. It's really important for us to say, what is enough? And do I need more? And is this constant struggle for more actually killing me? I'm not even embracing and enjoying the things that I have. Okay, let me see. Okay, Angela. Angela, let me bring up Angela's little, sorry, I didn't want to bring that up. I'm going to bring over here. Okay, Angela, and then I'll bring up Debbie's. I know I'm destined for wealth. It's not far away. I just know I don't know how. Struggle financially all my life, just waiting. Well, you got to take action steps, Angela. You can't just keep waiting. It's all about your action steps, and I'm sure you're aware of that because you're so destined for it. But you don't need to know the how. All you need to know is the why and the where, and it will all just fall into place. But you do have to keep taking action steps. It's not going to happen without your action steps. So get yourself a plan, get yourself to where you want to be, and understand and take those action steps daily. And you're right, you will be destined for it. And beautiful Debbie, I had a goal that took many years to accomplish and finally turned it into a career. But because of medical restrictions, I can no longer work in the space I created and loved. Feeling a bit low at the moment. Oh, Debbie, my heart goes out to you. I just feel, though, it won't be long and you may be back where you want to. Okay. I'm sending you love and gratitude. It won't be long. Things are starting to change, and maybe these medical restrictions will be lifted a lot sooner than what you think. But in the meantime, is there a different way that you can do this career that you loved after, getting there so quickly? Sit down and really deep dive into it and ask yourself, is there a different way that I can still do this? Maybe from an online space, maybe where it doesn't really matter where I am physically. There's always a way. We live in a world of infinite possibilities. So don't limit yourself. Sit there and try and have a different perspective and then figure out how you can do it. I'm sure you'll be able to do that. And congratulations for achieving all your goals. So financially, good on you, Debbie. I'm glad to hear that you have been thinking about it. And look, reach out. I'm happy to have a chat with you. Here's my email address. Reach out. Happy to always, I do think quite differently, mainly because I have decided to think quite differently. But I'm happy for you to run different perspectives, partner. There's my email address. Just type at the top of the email where you saw me, and we can go from there. Okay, financially, do you ensure your money is utilised in the best possible way? This is such a great question because we waste so much money. You know, just having a little bit of space between wanting something and then asking yourself, is this really going to enhance my life for more than 15 seconds? Because there really is a 15 seconds rule at the moment where we get excited about whatever the purchase is, and then we quickly wane. That's so kind. That KU, Karen, that's so kind. Oh, that K. Thank you. Yeah, anytime, Debbie. Okay, so it really is a 15 seconds sort of elation about what we've purchased, and then we sort of go down from there. And because we're not really fulfilling who we are constantly trying to fill that hole inside of us by purchasing things. So really, are you using your money to your best possible way? Just take that little bit of gap and really say, is this going to enhance my life for more than 15 seconds? And if so, for how long? Do I really need it? Am I better off investing it in some other way where it will grow through compound interest or time or whatever? And the next question is, do you appreciate and value money? So often we think we do. Something as simple as have a look at the way that you put money into your wallet. Do you scrunch it up? Or do you put it in nice and flat, with all the faces facing the same way? It's really interesting. It really does tell a sign of whether you do appreciate or value money. When you drop money on the ground, do you just walk away and leave it, or do you actually pick it up? Appreciate and value money. And do you know what? 1 cent or 5 cents has exactly the same energy as 5 million. So when we look at it and we have gratitude for finding some money, nothing's better than finding, $20 in your purse in a little cubbyhole place that you put it in. So really appreciate and value and thank it when you get it, because that will increase to more and more. Do you maintain fair exchange, reciprocity, and non-indebtedness? Really important for us to understand that. Do you pay yourself first? So many people don't do this, and they wonder, why they get to the end of the month and then they've got no money left for themselves. If you pay yourself first, then you will limit what you spend to what you have in your bank account. Not that I'm saying you have to spend everything in your bank account, but always pay yourself first and put it off into an account that no one can touch and watch it grow. Compound interest, there's so much out there that will assist you to able to grow. And do you manage, budget, or spend money, energy, your time, and other resources wisely? So it's really important for us to actually, do we manage our money? Do we budget? Do we know when to spend it? Do we spend it before we earn it? Or do we spend it after it? How about our energy? Now, I'm talking about all kinds of energy. Our personal energy, do we manage it, right? Do we look at it as a commodity? And your time, it's a commodity. So financially, you can be if you never have enough time to do anything, well, you're not financially really using yourself to the best of advantage. If you don't have enough energy at the end of the day, you are really not using your resources from within and around you to the best of your ability. So really important for you to understand all of that. So that is it. That is the end of me going through the pivot stage, which is the 5th step of the Beyond Loss, of the Gift of Loss process. So we've gone through all about you, all about your relationships, expertise, and wealth creation. And look at that, I'm just about out of time. So if you've got any more questions, just quickly write them down. And as always, I'd love to share my demystifying loss. As I said earlier, we live in a world where, and I'll just type that link into here. We live in a world where we don't really know how to move beyond loss. This is why I wrote this book. This is why I love this book. It is the most amazing book. Believe me, I love it. It really is me deep diving into the way that we've done loss for centuries and centuries and why it's not working, and then deep diving into some of the 40 different loss events, then deep diving into the more loving way that you can move beyond any kind of loss. It truly is a gift in your life if you choose to see it that way. So that is it for me this Thursday. Thank you all. It's always a bit of a rush, but it's half an hour and that's what I love. It's just so in and out, in and out. So I'll see you here again on Monday. So thank you for being here, 11 a.m. on Queensland time on Monday. I'll see you then. It is a gift. And thank you, Marie. Thanks, Debbie. Great to see you all here. And hopefully I'll see you all here next week. Bye.